Hi, everybody. We're back, and you are watching Variety Talk live in Las Vegas. And I am your host, Lady Linda. Welcome to Black History Month, and I'm very honored and proud to be able to present that to you from the Variety Talk perspective. And we'll be talking about a lot of things as we go throughout the month of February, particularly the Buffalo Soldiers. They will be the focus of this Black History Month's conversation, for lack of better words, as we go forward. So just make sure you stick in with us each and every Friday throughout the month of February at 5 p.m. And while we're taking care of a little business, also make sure you check us out in our California channels and just check your local listings, and you'll have Variety Talk there, 7 a.m., 7 p.m. on Tuesdays and 1 p.m. on Wednesdays, and it's on ATTU Verse and Charter and all of the other places. So just check your local listings. And thank you, everybody, particularly Facebook fans, for hanging in there with us. We appreciate it so much. Um, TPT Tours. Make sure you do we have the crawlers going on that? Okay, make sure you check out the bottom of the screen. All right, everybody, you need to take a trip to Africa. And what I can't think of a better time to talk about this and for everybody to get more acquainted. We're going to talk as we go out throughout the weeks about this tour and what you'll have an opportunity to see. But if you get the information on the bottom of the screen, you'll have an opportunity to really find out what's going on with TPT Tours, and we'll continue to tell you more about that throughout the show. But back to Mr. Dave McKnight, all right? And speaking of just being really proud of having a friend that is just an all around wonderful actor who has so much versatility, but not only that, actually being able to be the very first African American on the show Dynasty and Under Siege, Five Heartbeats, Hollywood Shuffle, and recently a husband for Christmas with Vivica A. Fox. So Dave is still in the mix doing things, and that's what we're going to talk about throughout the show. So
Wonderful.
back to you, Dave.
Wonderful. Yeah.
And we just left off about talking about the story about not your first interview, but how you actually, that passion generated enough creativity for you to get out there and do something a little bit different in terms of getting a job in the industry.
Pretty much, how I began to my career, the struggle of my career, after having starved for like 8 or 9 years, making $3,000 to $5,000 a year. A lot of people get shocked when I say that, but it all has to do with the difficulty of establishing a career in Hollywood. So in the beginning, based on that difficulty, what I had to do, along with several other people, I teamed up with a female, by the way, who was not in competition with me, who was also struggling, trying to get work in Hollywood. We teamed up, and what I did was I would climb the fences of the Hollywood studios, right? 20th Century Fox, Paramount, MGM, all of them, Universal Studios. And I climbed the fence, then I go and open the gate, and she come in. And we would research and find out what producers were there, what shows they were casting, and if there were any casting directors there and things like that. And we would find them, and we would drop off our photos and resumes and try to talk in order to acquire work, and it worked. I got work out of that because they're in awe. They say, well, wow. I mean, you really you're that passionate. You're really working that hard. You're struggling because they know how many thousands and thousands of people who are outside of those walls and those gates who are trying to develop a career, and then somebody who has the guts and the courage to climb over those fences to get in there to get some work, then they have a certain degree of admiration.
Yes,
You know
absolutely.
what I mean? Of your respecting your
So
determination.
that goes a long way. The
Yeah.
agents, the producers, everyone is still looking at that gutsy instinct
Yes.
and that it
Yeah.
from the actors in terms of being
Right.
able to cast you.
But
and-
sometimes you may meet people who are very disrespectful too, but you can't let that stop you because there are some people who will admire that in you. and those are the people you're looking for. And sometimes they will give you work because they understand the struggle, they understand the difficulty of what's going on outside of those walls. So they say, "Wow, okay, all right," and you're prepared, you're trained, you're qualified. So then you can obtain work. If you really get in there and pitch and struggle, and fight and do whatever you can. Yeah, you can get the work.
Okay, so 1 year ago, actually almost two, there was this huge conversation in the industry at this time, as a matter of fact, during the Oscars,
Yes.
where there was absolutely one person that was nominated,
Right.
and all of Black Hollywood stood up
Right.
and
Yeah,
had something to say about that.
Well, that's all a part of the struggle.
Okay.
That's all a part of the
So
struggle.
where do you think we are now, as opposed to 2 years ago, in terms of the situation being better, advancement?
Much better.
Okay, so tell me about that.
Much better. Right now, we have Denzel Washington, we have Viola Davis, we have some other African Americans who I can't remember their names right now. The girl from Hidden Figures, she's up. I can't remember her name. But all of that is going to get better, because we've been struggling for so many years in so many various categories, and we've been down so long. The only thing we can do is rise.
Absolutely.
And we're going to rise as long as we keep hanging in there, pitching, struggling, fighting, demanding, and all of that. Things will get better. So it is better right now in terms of the Academy Awards, and it's going to get much better, and it's going to stay better.
2 years
Yes.
ago, also, I said something to you. I don't know where we were, but I said, Dave, you're going to win.
Wow, you did say that, and you shocked me. And you know why you shocked me?
What?
Because I've been connected and attached to the difficulty. You follow me?
Yeah.
I've been attached to the rejection. I've been attached to the horrors of what's going in Hollywood. And I did a play, August Wilson play called Jitney.
That's it.
And we were up for a nomination. We were nominated for Best Stage Play during that period. And I was just, here we go again. So much rejection. And I thought there could be a slim possibility. But you came to me and you said, David, you're going to win. I said, well, huh? What are you talking about? She said, yeah, you're going to win that, David. Linda, go away. What do you, because I did not believe it because 98% of what we deal with is rejection. And it's put down, stomped down, passed over, looked over. You know what I'm saying? So, and sure enough, we got it, and we won the award.
Won it. And
I asked you, I said, where did you get that from? Where was your vision? Where is that coming from? I was really surprised.
Yeah.
And I'll ask you again, where did you get that from? Where was that coming from?
Ancient Chinese secret.
Okay.
No, actually, you know what? It was just the spirit. The spirit told me.
You just had that spiritual
It was the spirit.
feeling. Yeah, okay. Well, you were right on the money.
And since we're on that, I'm again just very, very proud of the fact that what you won was an August Wilson play, which, by the way, who is now being nominated for an Oscar, okay, for Fences with Denzel and Viola Davis. So this man is outstanding. He's stupendous. And all of his plays have been, and you were outstanding in the play. So tell us, what was that like to actually be able to bring alive one of August Wilson's plays?
Oh my goodness, it's a dream, you could say maybe a childhood dream to be able to work with artists that talented, right? And recently, they have, by the way, they have a documentary that's been running on PBS television now about the life of August Wilson. And I watched it 3 times.
Awesome.
And I just love him so much. I think I've come to the conclusion, I was telling a friend of mine today on the phone, I think August Wilson was a genius.
I agree.
I really do believe
agree.
to write those 10 plays based on 10 years of a century, each play representing 10 years of 100 years about the African American experience in the United States of America. And he did it in such a brilliant way. He won 2 Pulitzer Prizes. And I think he should have won 3. I think he should have won that 3rd one for Gem of the Ocean. That's only my opinion. But I mean, if anybody out there in the listening audience want to see something
And
fabulous,
viewing.
look up on PBS the autobiography of August Wilson.
And, you know,
it's fantastic.
And it's a prime example of, speaking of African Americans moving
Mm-hmm.
up, because here you have a playwright, or an African American playwright that goes back in history for years that did not get this type of attention. So, you know, I mean,
Right.
so
And
here
by
we
the
are.
way, we only have 2 African American males who have won Pulitzer Prizes in the history
Oh,
of the
really?
United States of
Thank
America.
you for that
I'm so
information.
fortunate and blessed out of
Okay.
my struggle, out of my consciousness, to work with the first Black Pulitzer Prize winning playwright, which was Charles Gordon. Charles Gordon wrote a play called No Place to Be Somebody. Yeah, No Place to Be Somebody. And I did that play too. I worked with him, and I did another one of his plays, and I feel honored and proud to be able to do that. And by the way, since we're here in Las Vegas, Antonio Fargas, Huggy Bear, was in that play, the second play with me.
Oh,
with him.
okay. Huggy
Yeah.
Bear from
Huggy
One
Bear.
Life to Live, or was it All My
Exactly.
Children? I can't remember. But Huggy Bear, I remember Huggy Bear.
Starsky and
from the
Hutch.
day. Starsky and Hutch.
Huggy
yeah.
Bear, Starsky and Hutch.
What's he doing these days?
He still works off and on a little bit here in Vegas. You know, he lives here in Las Vegas.
Okay.
And by the way, I heard that he was the Grand Master for the Martin Luther King Parade here
Oh,
in Las
okay.
Vegas.
Oh, I was just there with the Buffalo Soldiers at King Parade.
Okay.
See, so
He
yeah,
was
he was the
Grand
grand.
Ma- I
Well,
think so.
I was not there at the beginning, so that's too bad.
Right.
But we'll have to have him on with you sometime.
Yeah, but getting back to August Wilson,
Yeah, yeah.
please, anybody loves art and theater and good acting and good writing, check out all 10 of August Wilson's plays.
Yeah.
They
He's-
are
he's
fabulous. He's a
exceptional.
genius.
And so are you, Dave, because you took that role and you brought it to life.
Thank you.
And
Yeah,
I'm
thank you.
telling you, that
Thank
was
you.
Jitney was awesome. And how ironic that Chicago-based Jitney, you know, the
Okay.
cabs,
Oh,
the whole
And
bit.
by the way, this was like kind of a spiritual thing for me because my father was a cab driver.
Wow.
And when I did that play, I did it in honor of my father. I put that in the program and all of that, and you know, it was, and I just sort of, you know, tried to connect with my father's spirit in order to bring that role alive.
Oh man! Well,
Yeah.
you did a great job, and as long as we're talking about roles and your work in particular, let's dive right into it. You know, the 5 Heartbeats. We just celebrated the 25th anniversary
Yeah,
right here in
25th
Vegas with the the Urban League.
Yes.
And you guys, everybody was here. Robert Townsend, and we
Townsend,
already did an
Hawthorne
interview with
James,
Hawthorne
and,
James right
yeah, and all that
afterwards,
stuff.
and everybody.
Everybody.
So your role, you were the angry father, right?
Minister. I was the minister.
The
choir boy's
minister,
father.
that's right, choir
who
boy's
was
dad.
very upset and angry that his son was going off on the road with a band, or you know, and knowing the history of bands and you know alcohol and drugs and all of that. And my being a minister, I was in fear of my son's safety. I was in fear of my son's life. So therefore, I tried to talk him out of it, and he didn't want to listen. And my wife didn't talk to him enough, so I was kind of going off there a little bit and trying to keep him from going. And
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what happened out there on the road, right?
Yeah.
One of the guys got deeply into drugs and all of that, and just a whole lot of crazy things
But that
happened.
was a real role. I mean, you played it.
Well,
you
thank you.
played it, and then you know there's Under Siege with Robert Seagal,
Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal. Sorry about
Under
that.
Siege with Steven
And
Seagal. yeah.
you did a couple of Robert Townsend films, 5 Heartbeats and Hollywood Shuffle.
Hollywood Shuffle. I
But
played
you know
his
what?
uncle.
Let's
I
talk
played,
about. Oh, go ahead.
Uncle Ray, the barber in the barber shop. I was the one that told him, "Don't ever let anybody take away your dream." Yeah.
Powerful, powerful line. And I want to give most of the attention right now to A Husband for Christmas with Vivica A. Fox. Tell us, what was that like?
Oh, fantastic!
I love
Absolutely
Vivica.
wonderful.
She's my
I
girl.
love
She's
Vivica
so
too.
cool.
It was a pleasure to work with her. She's a beautiful lady. And when I got the script, I read it, and it came to me rather fast. You know, I didn't have too much time to prepare. I only had about 5 days to prepare the whole thing. They needed someone right away, and I was told that I was replacing Fred Williamson, Hammer. I went, wow, Fred Williamson,
Wow.
Hammer. Right. But it was a wonderful script. I said, oh, I love this script, and I love my role in it, you know, and I hope I did a good job, and it was quite well received. People loved it and whatnot. It was a kind of a love story with a comedic flavor to it and so forth. And Vivica was just absolutely wonderful.
She's
in it.
stunning, isn't it? I love
Stunning,
the way that
stunning,
she can
wonderful.
just, she's
Yeah.
very versatile as well.
Very
She can play
versatile.
those roles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so that must have been a really great experience.
Oh, by the way,
yeah.
if anybody's interested in seeing the movie A Husband for Christmas, it was on ION Cable, and you can go to YouTube and put in Vivica A. Fox, A Husband for Christmas, and you should be able to get it. I
Wonderful.
watched it a few days ago, the
Wonderful.
whole film, for free.
Well,
on
oh,
YouTube.
so
Yeah.
everybody, you got it right there, okay?
A Husband for
A
Christmas
Husband
with
for
Vivica A. Fox
Christmas.
and David McKnight.
All right, and we're going to segue right on out of this one, and we'll be right back. You're watching Variety Talk Live right here in Las Vegas. Black History Month, everybody. We'll be right back.